I'm Natasha and this is my channel Bramble and Thorn Crafts, and over the weekend I went to the Bendigo Sheep and Wool show, so I thought I would do a little haul showing you what I bought. So I'm going to show you my non-yarn purchases first, and this was my first purchase, and by my first purchase I mean my partner's first purchase because he got it for me. And it's this bag, and it's handmade in this beautiful fabric with 3 buttons. And I swear I think I've seen the pattern for this on Etsy, and I was looking at it and I was like, I wish I could make it, but I don't think I have the skills quite to get it finished as beautifully as this, and also haven't ever worked in thicker fabrics. Like, I think this is like a faux leather or real leather, either faux, I think it's faux leather, maybe real leather, I don't know how to tell. Let me know if you know how to tell. But I've never worked in these thicker fabrics, so I was kind of hesitant to ever try and make it, and I saw someone making them and I thought I have to get it, and it's just my favorite colors to wear, these kind of reds and burgundies at the moment. And the label is Anda Designs, A-N-D-A-H. And yeah. And my other non-yarn purchase, where is it, was this shawl pin. Let's see if you can see that a little bit. It's a little leaf, and it is made of recycled timber from ironbark floorboard and finished in tung oil. Tung too? I don't know. Because I'm actually working on my first shawl at the moment now, and I have a couple queued up that I want to start later once I've finished my current one. And so I've been thinking I need a shawl pin, and I thought this one was really beautiful. Oh, and last non-yarn purchase was this little guy. My partner actually got him because he made friends with him at the stall, and so he had to come home with us. And he's very friendly and very cute, and he can just sit there for the rest of the video. So onto the yarn. You'll notice when I go through this, there's a bit of a colour theme going on. It's just what I was really drawn to, and I know it's what I love to wear. So yeah. But they're all going to be different items, so like, it makes sense in my head. So I got 3 of these, which is this beautiful pinky purple colour, and it is Wild Wool by Erica Knight, and so it's wool and nettle, which I thought was really interesting. So let me read what it says, because there's a little description on the back. I just have to rip into that label a bit. So it says, the nettle used in wild wool is spun from fibre found inside the stem of the plant. Nettle has been used in textiles for 2,000 years for its strength and durability. Nettle is grown abundantly in rainy areas worldwide without the need of harmful pollutants or pesticides, which makes it an eco-friendly and sustainable fibre. Here it is blended with luxurious wool to enhance the character of the yarn, adding insulation and texture, which, contrary to its prickly persona, creates a sumptuous soft yarn for warm yet drapey fabrics. And one thing I really liked about it, the lady at the stall told me that the nettle doesn't really pick up the dye much, so you kind of get a little bit of colour variation where it kind of drops off and kind of looks not quite speckly, but like there's just a little bit of variation in hue. I'll show you up close. So you can see those little like white specks kind of all throughout. That's where the nettle is that hasn't picked up all the dye. So I got 3 of those, and I have a chunky shawl in mind because I wanted to make a shawl that will be warm enough for Scotland in winter. I'm not sure if it will be, but I think it might be. And it didn't actually have a ply on it. It says to use 5mm needles, so I think it's around about maybe a 10, but I might use slightly smaller needles, get a slightly denser fabric, but I'll see how I go and I'll show you what I work up with. And next I have this beautiful variegated yarn by Dovedale Luxury Hand Dyed Yarn, and again it's in a beautiful purple colour, a little bit more like, I'd say like a deeper purple than this one, with a lot of browns and oranges running through as well. And this is a sock yarn, so I'm going to make some socks with it. I'll show you up close. I just absolutely adore these colours. And I can't wait to work up a pair of socks with those. And I got another skein of sock yarn, and this one is in olive green. I think it's 15% nylon and the rest is wool. And I'll show you this one. Oh, it's going undone. I feel like the sunlight might be kind of making it look a little bit brighter than what it is. It's definitely more of like a deep olive. Yeah, that's kind of the colour. So those are my 2 sock yarn purchases, and now all the last yarn purchases came from the same stall, and she might be one of my favourite yarn sellers. I have bought something from her before and it was absolutely amazing, and so I was so excited to see her there again. And it is Swish Yarns, so that's her tag. If you've ever seen her stuff, I'm sure you'll know just how incredible her yarns are. For me personally, they're like right up my alley, these kinds of colours, and she does really beautiful blends with silk, pure wool, and she says she owns her own farm down in Melbourne, where she produces all of this. And so I got 2 of these. They look similar, but this one's a little bit more deep purples and burgundies, and this one's definitely more just burnt oranges. I'm going to make his and her beanies, so mine's going to be this one with the purple, and my partner's will have this orangey yarn. And so these are both pure merino, 100% merino, in DK, which is 8 ply. That's these 2. Yeah, I could buy all her stuff, honestly. Like, her colours are just my exact kind of colours that I love. And I almost bought a cardigan amount of, again, purple, but it was more of like a cool toned purple yarn with like a little bit of variation in the tone, but not too much, kind of like this, where it's just like a little bit of variation in tone. I almost bought a cardigan quantity of yarn from her, but she was sold out of enough of that particular colour. But she does take online orders. She doesn't have an online shop, but you can email her if you know the colour, and So I might do that, but we'll see how I go with all this yarn first. And then my very last purchase from her was a silk and wool blend, and this is in a lace weight. I've really been wanting to make a silk and wool blend shawl, because the current one I'm doing at the moment is 100% wool, but I know the silk will make it just extra soft and drapey and luxurious. And when I saw this, I knew this was the perfect one to try out. Try silk. I've never worked with silk. I've mostly just worked with, when I'm knitting anyway, mostly just worked with wool, and crochet just with cotton, acrylic, wool, but never anything with silk. So this is my first silk blend purchase. I'm very excited to try it out. So that's everything. So 3 from the Swish Yarns, and then the 2 sock yarns, and the 3 wool and nettle skeins. And so that's all of them. You can definitely see the theme running through the colours here. But that's what I like to wear, and if I'm excited about the yarn, I'll be excited about the project. Also, one thing I'm going to mention is that all this yarn can add up quickly when you're buying it, and I did for many months know I was going to have a little bit of a spendy day, so I've been putting aside some money especially just for all of this, and hopefully it will keep me going with my knitting. I'm hoping until like December, but we'll see. If you went to Bendigo for the market, let me know what you got and let me know what you thought. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.